know. I'm flabbergasted as well. And it's my personal history. Indeed.
Yeah, I was skeptical at first, but the polycule might be the way to go. We seem to get on better the less we see each other.
The silence here is so thick, I can cut it with a knife.
Not
What
now,
can I
it's
get
too
you?
early, and I'm too hungover to talk about theory with you.
Take a look. Good boy.
Oi, mate, watch where you're going. Come on.
I'm very busy. Make it quick. What are you doing? Listen, I'm sure you're perfectly nice, and I'm sure you'd make a great addition to the Pistols. But I'm kind of in the middle of a crisis at the moment. I don't have time for this. What? Well, what's your stance on murder? I was joking. I don't actually want you to murder anyone. All right, fine. You say you want to help. It would be a miracle, but if you can convince polyester to stop fucking throttling hydroponics water supply, I'll happily endorse you. Hell if I know. She's locked the doors to the plant. She keeps saying over the intercom that everything is under control. I don't want to alarm Alice, but if we don't get more water here soon, things in Camden won't be pretty. I'd love to tell you all about myself, but now's not the best time, mate. Maybe later? Right.
I had an absolute skinful last night. That bog cistern gin. It's tastier than you imagine, but that taste is a trap. My tonsils have
God, I
second-degree
miss
chemical
drinking.
burns.
Now it just goes right through me. I suppose you could call that a joke. I need to walk. Time is of the essence. Can we talk? Don't tell me your brain is rotting away as well. We can't delay this for too long. But if you really want me to wait, I'll wait. Time is of the essence. Can we talk? Before I met you, I was a loner. Mostly for self-protection. Whoever said there's safety in numbers was not radioactive, I'll tell you that. And as such, I've forgotten how to be a friend. But seeing you and your daring do's and your even more daring don'ts, it reminded me of something important. You deserve to know every sordid detail of my life. You've earned that much. Did you ever wonder why I decided to deck my boss across the face on a random Tuesday afternoon? I'm losing my mind. Within a few years' time, I will become nothing more than another blind, snarling commuter. But there is nothing I can do about it. It's all right. Oh, who am I kidding? It's not. It's terrifying. A few months back, I was dealing with an odd bout of brain fog. Thought it was stress. I was quite the dedicated worker, you see. Wanted to replace my boss. Had been working 100 years of long nights for it. I went to a doctor. Turns out it wasn't stress, but rather my brain beginning its feralization process. Soon, I was told, the fog would turn into memory loss. I'd lose my faculties, my voice, my sense of self, and one day I'd go to sleep Arthur and wake up an animal. I'm sorry. I've never told this to anyone else before. Thank you. I went to work, all shaken up. I accidentally made a few typographic errors. Missing apostrophe here, dangling participle there. It was enough for my boss to berate me in front of the entire office. Call me a dunce, a waste. I looked up at this man, who I had worked under for decades. This man who had never thanked me, never seen me as anything other than a name on a spreadsheet, and I realized I'd die before him. So I did what I had to do, and I punched him. It felt so good to give in to my rage after years of apologizing and begging for his forgiveness. But by the time I realized what I was doing, the damage was done. And that's how we find ourselves here, at these crossroads. I have a list of things I wanted to do once I got that managerial position. Things that I could have done at any time, but that I chose to ignore in favor of working another pointlessly long night. After my diagnosis and my firing, I thought I'd never accomplish a single thing on that list. Why bother? But now, seeing you and your actions, I want to try again. I want to complete my list. Will you help me? Thank you. Truly. From the bottom of my heart. Now, my list isn't exactly what I'd call high art. It's 4 objectives, all of which carry a deep personal meaning. The first one is rather simple. I want to buy a fancy bottle of Sipperson gin at my favorite pub in Westminster. That is on purpose. You have to understand, my list was all about rewarding myself for finally obtaining the promotion I had worked so hard for. It's not about life-changing choices, but rather life-affirming moments. Hence the simplicity of it. Makes sense, doesn't it?
It's you. The one from outside. I take it you'd spoken to Palmyra. Of course she did. Because there's nothing more important than hydroponics, is there? You can tell Palmyra that we're working on it, and things should be back to normal shortly. I hope. Oh, it was tragic. Bit by a fox, and then bit by a dog that was chasing the fox. And then on the way to the doctor, poor old Mr. Grey fell into the Camden Lock and drowned. Before his passing, Mr. Grey owned a small pump of his own. He sold water at the market, mostly to non-members. They depended on him. Alice doesn't know this, but we're now providing water to everyone in Camden. Pistols and non-members. Most of it's coming from our reserve, which is almost depleted. This isn't sustainable at all, even with reconfigured filters. But one thing at a time. Filters first, then we'll figure out everything else.
A little pick-me-up,
Ah.
I see.
It's you.
I'll enjoy
The one from out... Oh, of course she did. You can tell, I hope. Oh, it was tragic. And then, before he sold what? Alice does pistols and... This isn't... But... You didn't strike me as an engineer, but... All right, have a look. My God, you actually did it. I can't tell you how thankful I am. Here, take this. It still doesn't solve the problem of the non-members, though. Mr. Grey used to provide drinking water to the non-members in Camden, but he's dead now. It doesn't matter how many times we reconfigure our filters. The fact is, we don't have the equipment needed to provide water for everyone in Camden and to hydroponics. I'm not sure. Mr. Grey had a son, Jesse. He's locked himself away in their home and won't come out or speak to anyone. I've been meaning to go back again and check on the boy, but then everything went tits up around here. I haven't had a chance. Would you mind stopping by Mr. Grey's house and speaking to his son, Jesse? If he'll speak to you, maybe you could ask if he'd be willing to donate his father's purifier to the pistols. What? Because they're... people. Thank you.
I'm in touch with humanity.
What's that smell? Oh, it's you.
Did you see the explosion? That train overturned the whole street.
What do you want? Take a look at our menu. What do you want?
God, I didn't know how much I missed thoroughly clean walls.
Don't have it. The place that made them closed up years back. They're not making them anymore. No idea. The brewery might have some. Place got taken by hooligans last spring, though. Not safe. About the gin? No. About the hooligans? Yes. What's your poison? The usual. Enjoy.
How can I be of service to you? What of it? You have to understand, my list was all about rewarding myself for finally obtaining the promotion I had worked so hard for. It's not about life-changing choices, but rather life-affirming moments. Hence the simplicity of it. Makes sense, doesn't it? It was my favorite place to go after work, but I'd rarely go there since I was almost always working late. Consider it making up for lost time. I want to buy a fancy bottle of Sipperson gin at my favorite pub in Westminster. Very well. I eagerly await further updates. Just so you know, this suit has very little pockets.
What can you do?
Life
You
at
can do the
top
bloody
is
job I've
amazing.
hired you to do.
Satisfying.
Don't you dare show
The
your face
usual.
around here again.
Goodbye.
What? You want
What?
handouts? Talk to the
I'm
waiter.
busy. Sorry, I have to return to politics.
Look at you. You should really see a tailor about those clothes of yours.
And what do you want? Actually, you might be just who I'm looking for. Someone with enough pluck, and definitely fierce enough. That man is of no consequence. I've met rat shrews with more grey matter. Not you specifically, just someone with a skill set. I'm hoping you'd be interested in earning a few tickets. Quite a few, actually. You see, I'm a collector of British history, and it has come to my attention that, at long last, the original East India Trading Company charter has been found. Growing up, I remember my mother telling me that we are descendants of one of the men mentioned in that charter 600 years ago. But hooligans, creatures, and other ill ilk prevent me from leaving Westminster to retrieve it myself. Indeed. Retrieve it and I'll pay you handsomely. Just for an evening stroll by the water. Find the wrecked ship Caledonia, fetch my charter, and bring it here. Now off with you. That ship could sink at any moment, and the charter would be lost.
If I see one more up-and-comer peasant, I'll go mad.
Ah, there's nothing like the sting of alcohol pouring down your throat.